Mark, thanks for coming down.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, we got your resume here. You applied for the, I believe, technical support role that we advertised. Well, first off, can you just tell us how you saw that ad? What brought you here?
I actually went to Monster, actually while I was at work at my previous occupation, and I looked at the ad. It was tech support. It was something that I'm actually in, and I wanted to pursue further and have a little bit more of a challenging field for me.
Excellent. So, you mentioned your previous, that was working with SwiftFox,
yes.
I believe? Could you tell me a little bit about what you did there?
Yeah, SwiftFox Systems actually runs a software suite for different ISVs, usually the wireless variety. And what that does is an all-in-one. It does the billing, it does all the storing of their client data, and my primary role there was not only phone support, but it's actually network support for their network maps, making sure all their intermediate devices are up and ready.
Oh, well, perfect. So I noticed that you mentioned on the same line as SwiftFox that you dealt with a lot of the user's actual computer problems as opposed to their internet problems. Was that just above and beyond, or do you guys deal with that also?
Well, with SwiftFox Systems, we run the software, but we also have basically different things that the ISPs can pay for, and the ISPs wants a phone or a help desk support agent. We could also take calls for them for their clients. Once they get to a certain size, though, we do tell them that we can't man like over 5,000 clients. That's just be unreasonable between two people.
Yeah. I understand. Perfect. Well, I just got a couple of questions here about how you would in a certain situation. Could you actually describe to me a situation where you had to deal with an unruly customer, and how did you go about that?
There is one. It was for an American internet service provider. Basically, he was in what you would call the sticks, like literally in a position where we told him beforehand that signal and his internet speed will not be up to anyone that's in the city or closer towards the city. Even though that he was told beforehand, he would call in and start swearing, and I would normally give him a few warnings saying, like, if you continue swearing, I will end this call. We don't highly appreciate that. And if he continues on, it's then escalated to one of our supervisors, who then calls them, and either we mitigate it and he's still on as a customer, or he literally gets it's escalated to the ISP owner, and the ISP owner deals with him at that point.
So did he keep calling, or?
He actually, after the third time, they let him go.
Oh. Well, hopefully you can find some new internet for it. Perfect. Well, one question here is, we use a ticket system to allocate severity for our IT-related issues. Did you have some sort of that when you worked at SwiftFox?
Yes, our SwiftFox software actually has a ticketing system, because we deal with so many ISPs, and when we're dealing with a call with a current client of that ISP, we have to make sure if there's a problem that has to be escalated up, we properly note and record what the problem is, who it needs to go to. Like, we have a drop down where it actually shows, okay, I need to send this to the owner of the ISP, and then put in the ticket saying what the problem is and the severity. So if it's a high level severity, then he will have to handle those right away, because it's something real time. It needs to be done within the first 24 hours.
Oh, excellent. That sounds just like what we do here. Let me just look at my script. Actually, if I look at your resume here, which I have right there, I note that you were a sales manager at American Income before you worked at the tech support network.
Yes, I was.
So, what kind of team size did you manage there?
When I first started out, it was like within my first year, I did some really good growth in sales. So they were like, okay, well, maybe you'd be able to run a team. So I started off my team with at least 2 other people. Started off small, and once we progressed further, I added more team members. At the maximum size that I got to would probably be about 7 other members.
Okay.
And any more than that, I would require someone else with me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can just. Yes. So, what is taking you away from SwiftFox?
The the nice thing about the of Sigfox systems, it deals with a niche market, which is wireless radios or ubiquity equipment, and because it's such a niche market, if by any chance that I do want to challenge myself and go further along in my career, I would need to have more detailed knowledge of more general type of equipment that's been used throughout our industry. So I wanted to expand, and it shows here, like when I was looking at your ad there, that you deal with a lot of the Cisco systems and Java. So I wanted to get into a more general scope. And that's why, and that's one of the things I'm learning here at Red River as well.
Oh, really? Do you have any? Have you done any big projects with Java? Or?
Right now, since it was a beginning introductory course, I actually I've done all the assignments. Always scored 100% when doing so. So I went from going over how to make methods throughout your main class, and creating other classes and creating objects as well. So right now, I probably would say I'm very comfortable with Java.
Oh, perfect. So just one more question here about you. So having been a manager in a different role and starting here fresh, would you see yourself in a couple of years maybe moving up to a management position at us? Or?
Definitely, I would. I'm always up for more challenges, like I've mentioned before earlier. I'm one of those people that need to always constantly challenge myself. I can't just stagnate. It won't feel comfortable for me. So I always usually try to find out what can I do to either go up in pay grade or go up in the business structure. Right? So going from just phone tech support to network admin to manager, those are the things I always strive for.
Oh, well, that's great to hear. Well, I think that's all I need to know from you. Do you have anything you want to know from me?
Yeah, I actually wanted to find out. It doesn't say too much in detail on pay structure. What kind of pay structure am I seeing here at Innovate?
You know, we're not really in the to tell people right now about that. Maybe if we give you a call after the interview, we can discuss that.
Okay.
But just right now, we're interviewing lots of people for the position, lots of different positions. We're not.
All I really want to know is it like salary based or hourly based type of situation?
Of course, it's salary.
Salary. Okay, perfect. It shows here that you deal with a lot of, like, the tech support position itself will be dealing with a lot of customers. Is there like you mentioned there's a ticketing system. How, like, is it based on department or is it based on just the severity value?
Mostly it's just severity.
Okay.
Departments will use the same ticket system, but really you only access ones that are relevant to you.
Okay. All right. That's
it?
pretty much all I really had to ask about
Perfect.
ad.
I think that's all I need to know from you. So,
Okay.
Thanks for coming down.
Thanks for having me.
We'll get a hold of you in a couple days.
Perfect.
Look it over.
All right.